guys, Ash Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video. Glad to have you all here with me today. Sending some love your way, some positive vibes if you need it out there. Hey, we've got me, we've got you, we've got Raid Shadow Legends. What could be better in life? What could be better in life?
Can I join your group? Nah, piss off.
If you're new to the channel, welcome. You've identified and you found the #1 most mediocre Raid Shadow Legends content creator in the entire world. You're here, you're home, take a seat, enjoy the content.
Which one is mine? Whichever one you want, man. Whichever one you want. Not that one.
Today we had, or actually yesterday we had Colred on the channel. Really cool, top free-to-play player in the game. He shared his picks for like unsung epics that all players should take advantage of. And one of them was Rian the Conjurer. I made an offhand comment that I've actually never used Rian in the three-way companionship they've got going on with Urost and Akoth. And today we're gonna do just that. We're gonna try to figure out how good the only 3-champion combo in the game is in terms of champions that have three-way synergy with each other, and they're all farmable if not free. I know some of you guys in the comments really have a problem with me calling these free champions. I guess when I say free, I just mean that like you spend enough time in the game, you can get these champions without spending money, but I'll call them farmable from now on, just so I can satisfy everybody watching the video right now. I want to ask you guys out the gate here though, a little preamble. Where are you right now? Where are you guys on your Doom Tower track here? I'm assuming a lot of you guys maybe have Archmage Helmet. Does anybody have Crackarth? Anybody have all the epics, excuse me, completed? If I had to tier them out, just no one asked, but I'm going to tell you anyway. If I had to tier out these champions, I would say that Dark Kale, certainly, Archmage Helmet. I would say that they're probably in a tier of their own. And then I would put Rian the Conjurer maybe in a tier of her own. And then I would probably go with like an Akoth, a Gwyneth, Taya. Yeah, and the next tier, and then it just kind of goes down from there. I think that Crackarth is pretty bad, and this kind of sucks because she's the last one that you get, right? Now on the hard, where are you guys on the hard? We have Thea the Tomb Angel. We have Urost the Soulcage, who we'll talk about extensively in today's video. I think personally, I'm just going to come out and say it. I think that Urost the Soulcage and Varl the Destroyer are incredibly good, like top tier out of everybody. And then I like Thea. I like Vassal of the Seal. A lot of people don't, but I actually do. And I like Basata. And then Gomlok got a buff, and he's not bad anymore. So I think that they're, you know, they're pretty good, but there's just the bottom of the bucket here, the bottom of the proverbial well is very bare when we come to the legendaries, right? Because honestly, Granjar, even Chromax, ugh, they're just the worst of the worst. And then Ginro the Stork, he's kind of like, I kind of like Ginro the Stork, but man, anybody have him out there? Let me know what you think of him if you do. First of all, Ginro, I won't be long talking about this dude, I promise. But like, he's got one of the best schnozzes in the game, right? I mean, look at that bad boy. He and Corvus, they're both top tier in terms of the best nose in the game. I know this is a quality content that you guys clicked on this video for, but I don't know, ladies out there, which nose would you prefer? Let me know in the comments below.
John Cena!
All right, let's get to it here, guys. Why do I love these 3 champions? Well, honestly, I love 2, and one I kind of like, and that's Akoth the Seared. Akoth the Seared can actually, let's start with him, right? He can be pretty good. First of all, he looks freaking cool, right? Like one of the coolest looking Doom Tower champions, right? I love Urost the Soulcage as well. I'll definitely comment on his aesthetics when we get to him. But Akoth the Seared, man, like he can be very good in areas like he can serve utility, excuse me, in Frost Spider, in regular Spider as well. He's got a 20% burn. The cool thing is you don't have to book it up to get a 3-turn cooldown. It's just damage, which is like, who cares, right? So you get a 20% chance of placing that burn for 2 turns, but the chance of placing the debuff increases by 20% for each enemy alive, right? So there's, you know, 4 enemies alive, you'll get the 100% because you have a baseline 20%. So that's not too bad, right? It's not a super high bar to clear. Even in areas like Ice Golem, you'll have 3 enemies alive with the 2 minions and the ice golem. So you'll still have 80%. Like, it's not that bad. And I feel like historically, I've almost penalized him too much for that burn percentage. But it's not that bad because a lot of the areas that you really need burn in this game do have multiple enemies alive. Of course, Spider first and foremost there. He has an AoE on his A3 ability. This does ideally need books to get it down to a 4-turn cooldown, get the 70% instead of a 50% chance of increasing the cooldown of all skills by 2 turns on enemies under burn debuffs. This is actually a really underrated ability, especially on wave content. You land the burn and then you can lock them out for 2 turns. Very nice. We also have a shield. 20% of this champion's max HP on all allies for 2 turns. Man, you know what? Now that I see the A3 again, it's been a while since I've read it. It's not that bad. Like, he's not a bad champion. I love the lockout, another AoE attack in his kit. He's defense based. His multipliers aren't insane, but I mean, let's just look at him, right? Akoth the Seared, hellhades.com. What do you guys think they rank him? I'm gonna guess they rate him a 3.5. Let's see. Oh, I swear I didn't look. Yeah, they rank him a 3.5. I agree clearly with that ranking. I want to see his multipliers. He's got a 4 on the A1. He's got a 3.5 on the A2 and a 3.5 on the A3. That's actually, I don't know why they graded out a weak. I mean, his base defense is pretty low, to be fair, at 1299 for a defense-based champion. But I'll tell you what, a 3.5 is really solid, right? It's a really solid multiplier for a defense-based champion. It's like a Hoskrul, a Crush the Mangler kind of territory. It's not bad in terms of damage there, but of course, a lot of his damage is coming from those burns, a lot of the utilities coming from the burns. But he has more control on his Fiery Swath passive, which is cool. Has a 10 or 25% chance when booked of placing a fear debuff on an enemy for 1 turn whenever they receive damage from an HP burn debuff placed on themselves. And that's no cooldown, you know? So every tick that goes by, you can potentially CC whatever, the spiderlings or whatever, right? So that's actually really useful. You put it all together, I think I was too down on this guy. Akoth the Seared, I like you now. I like you, man. He's a pretty cool burner for an epic, right? And notably, instantly activates this skill when this champion's revived by Rian the Conjurer. Let's go ahead and go take a look at Rian the Conjurer. She looks, again, absolutely incredible. Why am I looking at legendaries? Come on, Ash. Come on, bro. Look at how, I just love like the little green motif going on over here. I guess I love the dual wielding that she kind of drops in midair, scepters or whatever these things are supposed to be, these weapons. It really just matches with the green aesthetic, with the red over here. She looks freaking awesome. Look at that cape, guys. Man. I'd never like taken a second to really appreciate the design on Rian the Conjurer. They do a hell of a job with these champions.
Well, I've got a cape and blazers.
So she's a support. Her base stats are all right. On the A1, she's got a block buff for 2 turns. Not bad, right? Can come in handy in some situations. It is single target, obviously. But this sweeping dismissal, you guys are probably familiar with it. It's kind of like a Madame Ceres, but instead of doing the decreased defense and decreased attack on a 4-turn, she's bringing a weaken on a 3-turn. Big version of weaken on a 3-turn cooldown from an epic champion with a full buff removal. Super powerful. For me, it's the highlight of her kit. But she is a reviver as well. The revive here is not insane. But given how powerful the A2 is, it's really cool to have a reviver with that as well, right? It's an interesting blend, a buff remover, a debuffer, and a reviver. It's kind of like a curveball there. It's a nice blend, interesting blend of 2 types of support and debuff champions in one. Revives a dead ally 50% HP, 50% turn meter. Will also place a block debuff buff on them for 2 turns. That's not a bad revive, single target revive. You know, 50% turn meter, 50% HP with the block debuffs gives you time to heal them and you know, not let them get CC'd or debuffed in the meantime. Will also revive Akoth the Seared and Urost the Soulcage with 30% HP if they're on the same team and not the target of this skill. Will also fill their turn meters by 30% after reviving, so they get the 30-30 treatment. If either Akoth the Seared or Urost the Soulcage are the target of the skill, this champion will be revived. The champion will be revived 50-50 and a block debuff for 2 turns. So my question to you guys, because I've never ran them together clearly by my hemming and hawing and stammering here, my question is, let's say that Akoth and Urost are both dead, okay? And she revives Akoth, right? Does Urost get revived with a 50-50? Or does he get revived with a 30-30? Or does he not get revived at all? We will see. We will see. She also has accuracy in all battles by 40 on the aura. All right. The weird thing is Urost the Soulcage is so damn tanky that I don't know. I have just like a little bit of playtesting before we got started. I never had a situation where Urost died and Rian was still alive, you know, because he's a freaking tank. And I always say there's something about his head. I don't know what it is. It reminds me of like that little head dude in Beetlejuice or something. But he looks so sad. Why you look so sad, Urost? Come on, bro. What's the matter? What's the matter, big fella? Give Ashley Poo a hug. Get over here.
This conversation is making me uncomfortable.
Hey guys, sorry about that. I got lost in something. Jagged Knuckles attacks one enemy as shield buff on this champion equal to 10% of this champion's max HP. The shield's value increases for each poison on the target. Let me just say out the gate here that I am higher than most on Urost the Soulcage. I think this guy's just insane. One of my favorite legendaries, certainly farmable legendaries in the game. Fetid Eruption on the A2. I like the name there. I like the skill name. Attacks all enemies, 100% chance of decreasing turn meter by 15% of enemies under a poison, under at least one poison. Okay, so an AoE and turn meter reduction. Also, 100% chance when booked to place and decrease speed on enemies under 2 poisons. And then has a 100% chance when booked to placing a stun for 1 turn on enemies under 3 poisons. Instantly activates a skill when this champion is revived by Rian the Conjurer. He also has a strengthen and an ally protect, obviously both big versions, on the same ability on a 3-turn cooldown. That is, quick math, 75% damage mitigation that he's bringing to the squad. That's really powerful, right? And then Call of the Cage. It's a long passive, but trust me, it's worth reading because this is what puts him way over the top, you know? When attacked, 75% when booked of placing a poison on the attacker for 2 turns. I think this dude is worth booking if you want to use him like in multiple areas, but frankly, even a 50% poison because he's so good at staying alive, especially in a regen set or whatever, you don't even have to book this guy, right? If you're just going to use him to solo Scarab King with the poisons from the passive, for example, right? And that's how I used him for a long time. I didn't do anything else with him. He was just my solo beast. Whenever an ally is attacked while under a strengthen buff, which he has on his A3, has a 75% chance when booked of placing a provoke on the attacker for 1 turn. Oof. This is so annoying in the arena of all places. I've only faced Urost a few times in the arena. Nobody uses this dude in the arena, right? But that's a sneaky and very annoying. And let me tell you, you can get some utility out of him in the arena for sure, provided they don't have polymorph, right? Because he's throwing out poisons and debuffs everywhere. Increases champion's max HP by 5% whenever an enemy receives a damage from a poison debuff placed by this champion. Whenever an enemy receives damage from a poison debuff placed by this champion, all this also destroys their max HP by 5% and cannot destroy a single champion's max HP by more than 25% in one battle. Will not destroy boss's max HP. Cannot increase this champion's max HP by more than 50%. So there you go, guys. He has resistance in all battles by 80 on the aura. All right, so let's put these 3 together. I've talked for 20 damn minutes without showing you any gameplay or anything. Typical. I said I was mediocre at the top of the video. You can't blame me. At least I warned you guys.
I can't believe you just said that.
Let me show you the builds. Now, Urost, I have him in the old school quintessential regen immortal. This dude can solo multiple Doom Tower bosses, notably Scarab King, just by sitting there, taking turns, healing himself, and dropping his poisons on the Scarab King. You don't need destroy gear. You don't need enemy max HP. He's got you covered just with the poisons. It's a run. It's a utility, a strategy that I still use to this day, right? So I didn't bother putting all my best gear on him because sure, I could make him way more god tier than he is right now. But sometimes you just need what you need, you know, like you don't need to overdo it on every champion. You want to save your best gear for champions that really do need it, do need the immortal. So I have 112k HP. That sounds like a lot, but it's not hard to scale when you're rocking with 24k base HP. Very, very good there, right? A little bit of speed, again, like nothing to write home about anywhere here in the stats. I do have accuracy. Like first and foremost, you do want the accuracy. He's landing the poisons. All the other debuffs, a lot of them conditional based on the poisons that we already spoke about in his kit. I have accuracy on the banner. I have HP on the amulet. I have HP on the ring. I have speed on the boots. I have HP percentage on the chest. I have HP percentage on the gauntlets. That's exactly how you want to build him. Here are the masteries. War Master. I'll show you here. Sometimes I show the masteries on this screen and people don't like it in the comment. They're like, Ash, please just click the masteries button. Thank you. You're welcome. There you go. Those are the masteries you have. Notably, I do have lasting gifts to extend the duration as well on the 2 buffs that he has on his A3. It is on a 3-turn cooldown. Might as well get the extension on the strengthen and the ally protection. Same thing with the Master Hexer, right? Go in there, extend all those damn poisons that he's dropping, right? If you don't have him booked, you absolutely want to pick up Sniper as well on Urost the Soulcage for obvious reasons. We talked about all of those 75 or 50% chance on the poisons and debuffs and whatnot. All right. Actually, you know what? Screw it. Lasting Gifts is a good option for the reasons I spoke to you guys. I'm adjusting on the fly here. But one could make the case that you just want to bump that poison up to a 55% chance. It just depends on how you're using the champion, doesn't it? It really does depend. There is no perfect masteries or perfect build for any champion because it depends on your account and how you're using them. I like Lasting Gifts. That's my preference. All right, I have Brimstone. I think Brimstone's the way to go for a blessing on this champion for obvious reasons. So that's Urost the Soulcage. All right, Rian the Conjurer. So I had her in an arena build. I was doing an arena showcase on her once upon a time. So I kind of kept her in semi the same build. The cool thing about Rian is, frankly, she's not super gear intensive. All we care about really is survivability, speed, and accuracy. Accuracy for that A2, but she's not a damage dealer or anything like that. So she's fairly easy to build. I threw her in Stone Skin. Stone Skin's not, going to be the #1 build for Rian, but it's totally fine. Let's see what good old hellhades.com. What do you think they rank Rian the Conjurer? I'm going to guess a 4. Can I get it again? I think she's a 4. Can I get the screen? No, I nailed it again. A 4.
Whoa, he is crazy.
See, Urost the Soulcage, I would personally go 4.5, and I bet they went, let's just check it out right now. They went 4. All right. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad, right? Anyway, here's the area rankings on Rian the Conjurer. Arena 4. I mean, you can see the overall versatility here in the area rankings, right? Like you can use her almost everywhere, normal dungeons, key areas, outside dungeons, Doom Tower, all over the place. She's going to be great in the arena. 4.6 multiplier, but we don't really care too much about that. They recommend Survival Instinct as a blessing. And again, shout out to hellhades.com. Love those guys over there working hard on the website, Nub Raids, SAF, and crew, right? YST. Okay, so Rian the Conjurer. Oh, what do they recommend? I would just go, honestly, guys, with Triple Perception. You can't go wrong. Perception's still one of the best sets in the game. You get the speed, you get the accuracy. If you don't have a lot of good perception gear, just go old school. Speed, accuracy. She's got you covered, right? She can be a good arena opener with this A2, I should say. I do have Commanding Presence on her. It's nice to have an arena, an aura booster somewhere on your team. And typically when I want to use an aura booster, if I don't have an Intimidating Presence, I want to go with a champion that I'm lucky enough to have a 6-star awakening on. I have a 6-star awakening on Rian the Conjurer, so I get to strengthen my team's aura by 35%. That's pretty damn good if you don't have Intimidating Presence already on your squad, right? So I'm not doing anything to my opponent's aura, but man, I'm getting like a ton of stats and sign me up. So I do have Commanding Presence on her. Survival Instinct is an interesting choice. I guess you could go that way as well. Partially fills the champion's turn meter whenever a debuff is placed, spread, or transferred onto them. At full 6 stars, fills the champion's turn meter by 10% every time a debuff lands on them. Damn, I forgot it was a full 10%. That's pretty damn good too. I can't knock that recommendation. I'm gonna keep it the way it is. So what do I have on my Rian? I have HP on the banner. I want to be very clear about this. If I was running her only in the arena, I would just go all out accuracy. I would go accuracy on the chest. I would go accuracy on the banner. I would look for as much accuracy as I could find everywhere else. I'd go triple perception, maybe stone skin and a perception. We have HP on the amulet here. We have HP on the ring. We have speed on the boots. I'd typically try to look for speed if you have it on the ascension stat. Accuracy and defense percentage on the chest, that's fine. In defense percentage, I would rather have HP over defense, but either or you're gonna be fine with either. Here are the masteries. I do have Eagle Eye as a tier 6 option, which I absolutely love. You could, if you don't need extra accuracy and you're not using your a ton outside the arena, I would just go with Timely Intervention instead. Great for your revivers on your team. I do have a Cycle of Revenge and Retribution as well. Keep in mind, she does have the block buffs on her A1. Akoth the Seared. Akoth, I have Cruelty as a blessing. I have Masteries. War Master came down, picked up Sniper, obviously, Master Hexer for all obvious reasons here on Akoth the Seared. What do we have for gear here? We have Triple Perception. Man, you can't go wrong with triple perception, right? Triple perception, pinpoint, feral if you have it, right? There's going to be amazing for Akoth the Seared because stat priorities are obviously going to be accuracy, speed, a little bit crit rate if you can get it, HP because that's what a shield is based on, so we definitely do not want to neglect HP on this champion. We have accuracy on the banner, we have HP on the amulet, we have HP on the ring, we have speed on the boots, we have HP on the chest, and we have HP percentage on the gauntlets. Triple crit rate roll too there. Not too bad, not too bad. I want to ask you guys, apropos of absolutely nothing, I want to ask you, how many quad rolls of speed do you have on your entire account? Any of you have any? Any of you have more than one? Let me know about it. I've been playing for 5 years, and I think I have 3? I think I have 3. Kind of lose track, but I think I have 3. Anyway, I'm kind of curious if I'm above average or below average, right? Anyway, the cool thing about this combo, guys, is they can actually do all 3 dungeons normal mode, even higher levels. They can't do Fire Knight because we can get to the Fire Knight. That's great. We can stay alive against the Fire Knight. That's fantastic. But you know what we can't do? We can't kill the Fire Knight. So you're looking at an endless run is what you're looking at here. So who are we going to put with this trio here? I put my girl Reliquary Tender because I don't need the revive. I have Rian, but I did want to cleanse and a little bit of healing. That's a little bit where we're weak here on the team. We do have the shield, of course, from Urost, but we want a little bit more. So I thought a cleanser and a healer would be beautiful. And I was going to run Dark Kale because frankly, you get Dark Kale, what? He's right after Rian the Conjurer, right after these champions, you get Dark Kale. You could easily run Dark Kale. But I have never built or used in my entire YouTube career Taurus until today. And honestly, I'm so freaking excited, right? So you can easily use Dark Kale. I'm looking for any poisoner or any damage dealers to help this team out a little bit, right? He's got a weaken on a single target, big version. We don't really need that because we have Rian on the team. But my man has 4 poisons on all enemies. He's really going to help me clear those waves. Dark Kale would be fine in this position as well. But I just built Taurus right again, preparing for this video, and I want to show him off a little bit. He's one of those epics that I knew about for a million years. Look at him go. He sacrifices all his HP except for 1. But the reason I thought he'd be perfect for this team is because I have 2 revivers, 2 single target revivers, right? And I just have a lot of survivability. So when he dishes out those poisons, worst case scenario, he dies, right? Best case scenario, he stays alive like he is right now, hopefully, knock on wood, and he'll come back in with 4 more poisons in a few turns. Man, he's a great poisoner. Do any of you guys use Taurus? It's really cool. Anyway, back to the battle here. So Taurus is going to deal some serious damage. But what I like about this team, you're already seeing it. Look at all the debuffs, besides the poisons, on these champions. Now, a lot of these poisons are coming from Taurus, but a lot of these poisons are coming from Urost. And Urost is also bringing the control, the decreased speed on the AoE, the smite because of his blessing, right? Provokes will be dishing out soon too, right? Because of that passive. That passive is nasty. As a matter of fact, before I go away from, or after we're done with Dragon, 25, I'm gonna go ahead and run a quick little arena with this trio, right? Because that passive can just, it's awesome. It's underrated, man. It's underrated, especially in the arena. All right, you see a little bit of wave content here. I've always thought the wave content can be a little bit boring. So let me come back to you guys when we get to the dragon. I just want to see how things start here. And then we'll go to the dragon. Even when Ryan's not removing buffs from the enemies, she's still getting in there and placing the weaken, man. I mean, you guys already know this. This is super obvious, but weaken is really good. You know, I feel like in the very beginning of Raid Shadow Legends, when I started playing the game, I don't know why. You do all kinds of dumb stuff, right? And if you're me, you always do dumb stuff. But in the beginning of this game, I did all kinds of dumb stuff. One thing I did is I always put attack percentage on my boots, on all my nukers, and I just totally neglected speed. Another thing that I did is I didn't build crit rate. I didn't crit cap anybody. I like totally ignored crit rate, and I just went all out attack. They're an attacker, so they need attack. They're a defender, so they need defense. And that was the entirety of my strategy, right? But where the hell was I going with all this? What else did I do in the beginning that was dumb? Oh, I neglected weaken. I was like, I've got War Maiden, I've got my decreased defense, and it wasn't until like 4 months later that I was like, well, wait a second. Weaken is just straight up 25% extra damage. Like, That's really good, you know? And I don't know why, but, you know, now areas like Hydra Clan Boss and stuff that didn't even exist. I mean, heck, there weren't even level 21 dungeons when I started playing. I'm not sure if I started playing before there were level 15 dungeons or right after level 20 came out. But either way, now I don't care what kind of team I'm building. If I have the champions, I want to try to find 3 weekend champions no matter what for all my Hydra teams, because weekend is just so much extra damage, you know? It's just so much extra. Anyway, here we are against the dragon here. Man, this team is actually pretty... Hell, we might have been able to handle a hard dungeon with this squad. Urost is like a super hard carry, I'm not gonna lie. He is the legendary of the bunch. But the cool thing is Akoth, he's not gonna really shine that much in the dragon's lair. But he is cool to have on the team. None of them have died here so far. Maybe one will, hopefully, so we can see like the instant activations. But Akoth is going to be our MVP when it comes to Ice Golem, when it comes to Spider, because he's going to be our burner. So he'll definitely shine later on in the video here. It's already running about 20 minutes longer than I thought it was going to be. No big deal. All right, so let's, man, they made quick work of this dragon. Listen, even if we don't see all these nasty revives and instant activations, hopefully we'll see a little bit in the arena where there's like a little bit more chance of dying. But hopefully, you know, we can at least respect, if you guys don't already, especially new players out there, respect how much all these champions bring to the table, right? We got speed, it's 4, I'm selling it. All right. Reliquary, a lot of healing. Taurus, a lot of damage, man. Look at Taurus, dude. It's not even his video. By the way, I'm going to record a video on him on my Raid Shadow Legends Champions Guide channel right after this one's over. So if you want to hear more about Taurus, go ahead and check it out there. We have Urost putting out 2 million damage, heals, shields, you name it. Akoth with 800,000 damage at the end of the battle. All right, let me just go into the arena with these dudes. Where am I in the arena? I haven't played in a few days, as you guys can see. All right. Let's put these guys together. I don't know. I was going to put them with Cardinal, but I'm not going to do that. Let's go, okay, auras. I think we're going to go accuracy, because I'm not, that's not enough resist to really do anything there. What do I need, though? I need a damage dealer is what I need. Who should we use for a damage dealer here, guys? I wonder if I have gear on Carnage, a champion that I've not spoken about really ever here on the channel. He's absolutely naked, so forget that. All right, and just any damage dealer will do, Ash. Don't overthink this, man. Don't overthink this.
Exactly.
All right, guys, we got our boy Magnar in there. We're going against Madame Ceres. I almost feel like there's a crime putting Rian the Conjurer against Madame Ceres. Luckily, we go first. In the arena, we want Rian to go really fast, or we want her to go after our speed booster, our Arbiter, whoever we're using, right? So I will say out of the 3 here, obviously, poor Akoth the Seared, he's not the one that's meant for the arena out of the trio here. The other 2 certainly are. It's nice to have the stone skin on Rian as well, because, you know, like we said earlier, if she's gonna revive, she's gonna be the first to die. She's so much less tanky compared to especially Urost. It's cool to see Urost the Soulcage and Akoth the Seared kind of in the same team. They're so big-bodied beasts, right? All right. Do we want to go in with a burn, or do we want to go in with the... okay, we want to go in with a burn, but I'll tell you what. If we had a burner go before him with a lockout, maybe I misspoke. Maybe I spoke a little bit too early there. So no one's under poisons. So I'm going to go ahead and protect everybody with Urost right now. Now they have the strengthen as well, so that will kick in on the passive. Magnar, do your thing, buddy.
I have no idea what you just said.
I was going to say baby and buddy at the same time, so I was like, bleh. You ever do that in life? YouTube was not meant to be, anything public speaking was not meant to be my profession. Decreased cooldown. You know what, guys? Shoot, man. I think I did him dirty. I love that lockout. I love that lockout that he brings on that A3. You know what? I love my man Magnar. He's just a super, I want to give him one more shot, Magnar. But I gotta say, we want a burner to go before. That way we can do that lockout. You know, we could rebuild. I'm not going to rebuild it right here, but we could build this. God knows this video is long enough already. But what we could do is build a really cool, like super fast team, right? With an Arbiter. You know what? Let's just throw Arbiter in here. I'm just going to show you where my head's at here. Like, you could definitely have a really nasty team. So let's get, okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm liking this. So then let's get Arbiter. Hopefully she has gear on. Golly, Ash. The thing about the gear system, the free gear removals and all that stuff, she's pretty fast. The only downside is I have more, or the preset manager that, you know, that they added to the game was one of my favorite updates they've ever done. But the downside about it is golly, it is insane when it comes to 228. What are we at on Akoth? 229, of course. All right, Walking Tomb Dragon's my man. Why is he gonna be my guy? He's gonna place the burn that can't be resisted. It's going to set up Akoth to go in there and put their skills on cooldown, right? Now, ideally, this whole team would be so much faster than they are. I would bump the speeds up super fast, right? But let's just try it anyway. But I need Walking Tomb Dragon to have like 2 more speed. That's all I need. Do I have anything that I can glyph out? I do. Beautiful. All right, baby. 3, we'll take it. We'll take it. Perfect. All right, let's see this. Let's check this strat out. I actually really like this idea, right? This is like... People ask me sometimes, like, dude, I get it every video. Why do you still play this stupid game? Look at this idiot, still plays this stupid game. And the answer is because I love having fun with different combos like this. I think it's super fun. All right, go in there, irresistible burn. Now I can go in with Akoth and hopefully put all their skills on cooldown. If you don't have a Warlord or Yumeko, you got to try that combo. You got to try that combo. That's nasty. All right, let's go in with the A2 here. And then, I mean, from here on out, they're basically locked out. I guess the only issue that we have now is it's like a slow burn, pun intended, because we don't really have nukage on the team. You know, a little shy on the nukage. We can go with an instant activation on one of their, no. I mean, I almost feel like maybe you build them in Stone Skin and you drop Arbiter for a nuker or a damage dealer. I don't know. Because, like, that's, sure, we locked him out. That was super cool. That was a really fun combo. But now going against a team like this, yeah, we're lacking the actual damage to follow through, right? Great setup, a little bit anticlimactic here at the in the midway, but I still think we'll win as long as they don't kill my reviver, right? Go in there, irresistible burn again, and then we should have that A3 back off cooldown, right? Unless I used it like a dum-dum while I was blabbing to you guys. 1 turn away, all right. Let's get the Drake's down. No. My girl. Yeah, let's just speed boost. Screw it. Are you guys noticing any of the... No, we need so to activate Urost, we really need another poisoner on the team. It's actually cool how both Urost and Akoth, they have like so much control if you have more poisons and more burns on the team with them. So right now, they don't, I mean, it makes no sense. We're gonna go in with the A2 instead. We'll land the burn there. We lose our reviver, but okay. Just need more damage on the team, like clearly, right? All right, it's getting kind of boring, but you guys get the point. You guys get the point. Can do some nasty stuff, pairing Akoth with a burner in the arena or Urost with a poisoner in the arena. Don't sleep on those combos. That was really freaking fun. All right, let's go to Ice Golem. I'm gonna go Ice Golem 25 again. Same exact squad.
I love this part.
I'll be right back when we get to the Ice Golem. Guys, just wanted to point out how easy it is to get everybody provoked, stunned, quadruple CC here just because of Urost the Soulcage's passive, right? It is, everybody's like to the nth degree controlled right now, and it's absolutely insane. All right, guys, here we are at the Ice Golem. Already dropping those poisons. Gonna drop that decreased speed because they're under the poisons. Gonna drop the stun because they're under the poisons. All Urost, you're already at it, man. Now we don't have to deal with all the debuffs from the minions. This is beautiful. Now we've got the burn thanks to Akoth on the Ice Golem. So we're just gonna start chipping away at that HP. Man, this team This team's nasty. And again, you could probably run Dark Kale and it actually be faster in a situation like this, because keep in mind, Dark Kale on his A1 ability, he's got the instant activation of the poisons or the burns. As a matter of fact, I should have taken Taurus out. I mean, Taurus, you've seen your moment in the sun here, you know? It's time for somebody else to get some love. So I actually think that Dark Kale would fit in this team beautifully as well, especially, you know, maybe a little bit slower on the wave content though. Dark Kale on his A3, he has the poisons, 3 of them, and poison sensitivity, and it's on a single target. So that's nasty. All right, Ice Golem, both minions are down. You can see this run's going a bit faster. Man, that's a lot of damage. That one turn, all those poisons and the burn. Ticking off that Ice Golem. We're at about 4 minutes here. Not too bad. I'm going to one more turn on the Ice Golem, and I think he'll be done for. Let's see if we can get him on the next go round here. And the crazy thing is, and this is kind of the weird thing, I mentioned it earlier, but we haven't had any deaths here. And if we do, it's a little bit weird. I already mentioned it 3 times, but I'll mention it a 4th. Screw it. It's a little bit weird to me that Rian is so less tanky. It's like, when is she ever gonna revive Akoth, right? When is she ever gonna revive him? She's always gonna die first. That guy's a beast, especially in freaking regen and immortal gear like we have him built today with 115k HP, right? Either way, I love the big fella, Urost. I gotta say though, from behind, I think the Akoth looks a little bit better if I do say so myself. All right, take a turn so you can die. There we go. Not bad at all. Again, Akoth adding in quite a bit more damage here. 3 million Taurus, especially all those 4 poisons on all those waves. He's always gonna be the damage lead. Let's go into the spider before I let you guys go. Thanks for hanging on a little bit of a longer video, although it pales in comparison. Let's just throw Dark Kale in here, right? This video pales into comparison of the longest video that I've done here on the channel earlier this year. I don't know if anybody watched it, but I've been doing YouTube for, he's naked. He's naked. Screw it. Let's play him naked. Who cares? I've been doing YouTube for a long time. I recorded the longest video of my career earlier this year, I believe. Check this out. I don't know who watched this video. I don't know who. You guys, I owe you a massive gratitude for chilling with me for that long, but Ash Raid, I think it was like grading every champion I've ever maxed or something like that. Let's see. I'll look for it in the background. Meanwhile, check out Akoth the Seared. Bleed through, maybe grading every legendary in the game. Here it is. Oh my word. Look at this, guys. So the spider usually does 1 rotation of healing and stuff and spiderlings. When you have a team like this, when we get the A2 off cooldown there, and then we start ticking that damage down, right? But very, very competent having these champions, obviously, against the spider. Even if you can get the poisons down, even the stun on Akoth. Now, obviously, as you guys saw, Dark Kale was naked, so don't hold that against him. But hey, we can keep reviving him with Rian the Conjurer. Check this out, guys. Check this. Oh my word. Every legendary in Raid Shadow Legends reviewed and graded 6 hours. Yeah. I had a, not that anybody cares at this point, but there's only like 3 people left watching, right? Just me and you, and the other guy.
Don't you think that
I had a weekend without my son, obviously. And I was like, you know what? I'll record like a 3-hour video. I've done them before. Check this out. Like, right? I've done this video right below. 3 hours and 11 minutes. This hour above, 3 hours and 36 minutes. So I've done some 3-hour videos where I review every legendary once a year. I try to do, right? And I'm like, I'll do another 3-hour video. And then for whatever reason, I was in, kind of like today, I was in a super chatty mood that video. And I went 6 hours straight. No breaks, no edits, nothing of just rambling about Raid Shadow Legends characters by myself in this little studio. Anyway, guys, I'll be right back if we ever beat the spider. Oh man, that escalated really quickly. Finally, On full auto here, we got it all the combo, right? We got the stun, the CC on those Spiderlings. We're able to get the burn ticks on everybody, and the damage really ramped up. That was good because it was going pretty slow early on here in Spider 25, and I was a little bit worried. Is this going to be like a 20-minute run here or what? But it looks like a couple turns, and this will be over. There it is. All right, so 3 minutes and 12 seconds. Not bad at all, you know? And again, Dark Kale, I mean... he put out 1.6 million damage somehow with no gear on, so not bad, Dark Kale. But you guys can see the result there. Either way, I think that these 3 champions did a hell of a job. Did they impress you? Let me know, how you grade each of them at the end of the video. Congratulations if you have them. Where else do you use them? If you have them on your account, let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and as always, take care, guys.